right one, yeah. On the right one, yeah. On the right one, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not the one, I'm the right one. I walk in like a vertical, look clear, aim. You wanted smoke, I heard it. You talk big, all wordy, all bark, no bite. You can't win this fight. I seen your hand shake when the room got quiet. I don't need a threat, I bring it, then I write, yeah, yeah, yeah. Tick, tick, hear that whistle, step too close, get the missile. Blood in my eyes, stealing my jaw. Say my name once, then stand by the law. I'm not the one, yeah. On the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. On the right one, yeah. You came for when you left with none. On the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. On the right one, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't just a crowd, I let them come. I stare here hard like a loaded drum. You keep on talking, I keep on moving. Your chest gets loud, but your legs ain't proving. You want that title, you want that crown. I take one look and I shut it down. I crash when the flow gets mean. I came in clean, let the scene pristine. Tick, tick, hear that whistle, step too close, get the missile. Blood in my eyes, stealing my jaw. Say my name once, then stand by the law. I'm not the one, yeah. On the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. On the right one, yeah. You came for when you left with none. On the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. On the right one, yeah, 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 yeah. I don't bend, I don't break, I don't flinch, I don't fake. Every shot you throw just feeds my pace. Every lie you spit, I put back in your face. I'm not the one, yeah. On the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. On the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. On the right one, yeah. You came from where you left with none. On the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. On the right one, yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what this case is about. It's about the truth. Not hiding it or concealing it, but exposing the truth.
Yeah.
Don't let them get away with this. Do not endorse and sanction an investigation that is broken and corrupted top to bottom. That's why you stand as the guardian of justice and the protector of justice. And my question to you is, what will you do with this moment?
Hey, you did that, look at you go. Drop that down and now the whole room know. Big heart energy still in the show. You walk in and the whole place grows. Old school smile with a fresh new grin. Same sweet spot, let the chaos in. Cards on the table, you win again. Everybody turn when you step in. Hands up, look alive. You made the whole night rise. They've been waiting on your name. Now it burns through the frame. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. You did that, and everybody knows. Turn up, toast to them both. Let's fucking go. Big heart energy still in the show. Toast to them.
I will not be silenced, and we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
TRUF. Truth.
He's the mirage in the rear view glass.
It's Ray from Dallas.
Was he here? Was he there? Was he ever mine?
Ray from Dallas?
Just a trick played by time.
This dude is savage as fuck.
Or just a dream?
What up, Ray from Dallas?
Ray from Dallas, tell me true.
He's fun.
Hi, Ray.
This appears to be a black man. Ray from Dallas.
Let's take this walk.
Is he real or just a dream? Falling stars or a laser beam? Ray from Dallas, tell me true. Are you the myth or the man I knew?
This dude is
Savage as fuck. Shout out to everybody on here from that 214 to around the states to across the pond. Salute. You are now rocking with your guy RFD, aka Ray from Dallas. And I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I want to start this a little early so I can talk to y'all for a minute because we got a big guest coming on today, right? And his name is Nik Starow. But I wanted to come on here and talk to y'all for a minute before it started, right? And shout out to Tammy, shout out to Growth for y'all turning me up. Let me turn y'all up real quick. Oh, thank y'all so much. Shout out to the beautiful Vicky. Shout out to the beautiful Helen Keller, beautiful Akasha. Shout out to my dog Skinny in the building. Man, oh my God. Oh, y'all, my stomach hurting. Come on, oh, boy. Shout out to the beautiful Sue, beautiful Buddy. When I tell y'all Jimmy had me hurting. Come on. Oh boy, I know who. Oh my God, he's so fucking funny, bro. Oh we y'all. Oh we. Jesus, man, Jimmy is community. Oh man, I couldn't breathe. But salute to Nik Starow. I'll see him in the chat. He'll be on in 20 minutes. Y'all, shout out to him, man. Real big guest. And I can't wait to talk to him. Right? I really can't because, as everybody know, for the past month and a half, too, I just now got familiar with this Richard Allen case, right? And this case has my heart broken. And shout out to the beautiful Classic, right? Classic Overthinker. She has been my guardian angel and to help guide me through this, right? And she is the one who introduced me to Nik Starow and who he was. Man, shout out to Zach. He's in the building. Mr. Prince of Wales. What's popping, my God? Boy, Jimmy had me rolling over there. Come on. Oh, they won't leave Jimmy alone. Oh, Jesus. When I tell y'all he had my stomach hurting. Yeah, and I know me, but I talked about Classic last night through message, and she's so excited about this today because like if it wasn't for Classic, man, and putting me on this case and just guiding me, I wouldn't know about Nik Starow because shout out to the beautiful Kayla Jones. She's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. And like she said, y'all can support the channel via Cash App and this rolling across the screen or however y'all want to do. Right? Because, like I said, shout out to the beautiful Classic. She the one who put me on real in-depth to understand about this Richard Allen case, and she also introduced me to Nik Starow. And that's why he's going to be our guest tonight, right? And we're going to get to talk to him, right? I'm going to get to ask him some questions, right, about this case because when I tell you, when I watched his work, outstanding. And it's such an honor, right, to have him on the show today. Because I want y'all to understand this. I never seen nothing like this in my life. Shout out to Nick. Holy, she said, I love me some Nick. Shout out to the beautiful 420 in the building. This case breaks my heart. And this is the biggest railroad that I done seen in my lifetime. I never seen nothing like this. And to know, right? And trust me, I still don't know everything. Shout out to Wrestler's mom in the building. Nah, we ain't missing the great Nik Starow. He'll be on in about 20 minutes. I just want to start early so I could talk to y'all because y'all know I'll be extra. And I want to get this in before I brought Nik up to get everybody ready for him because he one of them ones who was covering this case in depth. And he's also covered other cases, right, as well. But this is the one where I got introduced to him because I had no idea about the Richard Allen case. And I want to know, why didn't we have no idea about the Richard Allen case? Why didn't we? Shout out to my guy Mitchell in the building. Why didn't we? Oh, but as exploring this case, which still I'm learning, we know why. And that's why we got the great Nik Starow on her to break it down for us today, right? Because like I stated, I knew nothing about this. And that's a travesty to me, because I knew nothing about this, especially when we know this is the biggest railroad that done happened in a long time, right? What was the attention? We fighting for injustice, and we're going against corruption. That's what it's about. And that's why I'm so glad to have Mr. Nik Starow on here today. Because this case has turned not only me, but a lot of people into not actually seeing or thinking that this is reality. But guess what? This is reality. And every second of the day, shout out to Hazel Haley in the building, every second of the day, it matters, right? Every second, because guess what? Richard Allen's fate is still getting him through this disgusting moment that these ingrates put him through. I got no respect for the Delphi Police Department. I got no respect for the prosecutors. I got no respect for that piece of shit of a judge in good shit with her penguin face, strong neck. I got no respect for her. This ain't what I call upside down. This is what you call a roller coaster. And this is what you call what Alan Jackson said. Just look the other way. And they look the other way. For everybody just getting in. At the top of the hour, we will have a special guest, Mr. Nik Starow, who covered the Richard Allen case in depth. We're going to get to ask him questions, pick his brains, because what we are witnessing that Richard Allen is going through, it could have been me, you, you, and you. Shout out to the beautiful Shell in the building. That's why shout out to the beautiful Lori Phillips in the building. That's why this is so important, y'all. That's why this is so important. Because I want y'all to remember, this could have been me, you, or you. Yeah, you. But it ain't. It's Richard Allen. And this is the only video I'm going to play. But I hate playing this video, y'all. But it's necessary. Because look what they put him through.
Oh, holy fuck. Bloody hell. Now there's a deterioration. Like...
That was after
crap.
solitary confinement. Jesus. Jesus.
Did you see his eyes?
He looks... I want to say psychotic, which is actually probably accurate.
Which is probably accurate, yeah, for sure.
And I don't mean it in that flippant...
No, you mean psychosis, I know.
Jesus, that's so...
This is somebody who's broken. He's also got the eyes of somebody who doesn't know where he is or what's going on. That's just resigned to everything. Broken. Somebody who's broken, basically. You see this kind of behavior in prisoners of war, political prisoners. You saw this look in concentration camps. You see it in hostages. So this kind of thing.
He looks like, yes, a Belsen victim.
Yeah.
I'm almost in tears, Paul. That is...
Pull yourself together, huh?
I know, I'm trying.
Shout out to the beautiful, pretty Cookie. She's in the building. I hate playing that video. Because remember what I stated before that. This could have been me, you, or you. Right, so it's necessary. Because it's free Ricky, free Richard Allen, until Richard Allen is free. Never seen nothing like this. Shout out to the beautiful Nefarious in the building. Never seen nothing like this in my lifetime. So what we gonna do, y'all? We're gonna take a break because everybody, this is important. September the 21st is a big day. They go to court. And that's why I'm gonna play my favorite song in the world, Blue Blue Curtains by the beautiful Pretty Cookie. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to her. Drop that link. Blue Blue Curtains. And please, everybody, like, share, subscribe. If you can support the channel, support the channel.
The wind hums low, a hollow refrain through cracked window panes. It calls my name. The clock ticks slow. Its echo stays. Each moment drags, then slips away. Blue, blue curtains are hiding all my pain. Blue, blue curtains are dancing in the rain. closing. Shadows stretch long.
Shadows stretch long.
Night wears a mask. Where dreams don't belong.
What dreams don't belong.
A bird once sang.
A bird.
Now silently lies. The sky holds no stars, just clouded sighs.
Y'all pay attention to these words. Look what she's saying.
The pain's a prison, the glass cuts deep. Eyes wide open, yeah,
Eyes wide
I can't
open,
sleep.
yeah,
Blue curtains are hiding all my pain. Blue curtains are dancing in the rain. Blue curtains keep the shine far away. Blue curtains won't let me escape. Oh, if I could tear 'em down, let the light pour through. But they hang like chains, stitched with sorrow's hue. Every fold whispers secrets I can't erase. Every thread pulled.
Shout out to everybody on here from that 214 to around the states to across the pond. Salute, man. That's the beautiful, pretty, kooky blue curtains. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to her, man. But because she is the truth, hold up, the whole truth, hold up, and nothing but the truth. Y'all know how I say truth. TRUF, truth. But we got another one that's coming on that's the truth. Soon. His name is Nik Starow. Oh, I'm excited about this today. Because this reality can't be true, but it's true. Our justice system can't be this flawed, but it's flawed. Now, before I bring our special guest in the building because he is backstage. Can I give him a proper introduction? Tonight is a special conversation because we have a special guest joining us to talk in Nik Starow about the Richard Allen case and the Delphi investigations. And I want to thank and give Nik his flowers before we begin. The amount of time and work he has put into this case is impressive. He has gone deep into the evidence, court proceedings, investigative decision, advocates, interviews, timelines, and the legal arguments surrounding Richard Allen's case. What I appreciate is that Nik doesn't just stop at the headlines. He digs into the details, asks questions, and challenges people to look closer at the information that's available. And that's important when we're talking about a case involving Abby Williams and Libby German and their families. This deserves serious discussion. It deserves respect, and it deserves people who are willing to do the homework. You don't have to agree with every conclusion, but you can respect somebody who puts in the work. So, Nik, I want to say thank you for your coverage, your time, and your dedication to examining this case. Tonight, we're going to talk about the evidence, the investigation, the courtroom, the questions, and the issues that continue to surround Richard Allen and Delphi. We're going to have a real conversation. Did y'all hear me, ladies and gentlemen? I said we're going to have a real conversation. So I want to say this right here first. I want to say, Nik Starow, welcome to RFD. It's great to have you on my show today, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And that is an introduction I hope I can live up to. Thank you so much. Thank you. And yeah, folks, I'm wearing shades, not because I'm hungover or anything, but because broke my glasses.
And man, I like them too, bro. To me, look, this is what I'm looking at right here. Like I shout out to the beautiful classic overthinker, because she is the one who put me on to you, Mr. Nik. I say I just got into covering crime and injustice, and she is the one who put me in on you, and she think highly of you, and I do too now. That's why it's such an honor and a pleasure to have you on the show tonight.
Thank you. I hope I can contribute to something you haven't already covered. I hope I can contribute to maybe some new ideas or something that might be not as obvious for everyone.
Absolutely.
Now I'm just going to folks who are over at my channel, this is just for 30 minutes, then you're going to be redirected to Ray from Dallas, but I urge you to go over there already.
You can keep it up on your channel too, Nik. I'm just glad to have you here, sir.
No worries.
You can keep it going. Keep your chat going, like I stated. When I dove deep in on this, I seen you in it, because Classic presented it to me. And like I say, I appreciate you coming to her. So please, sir, keep it on your channel as well, right?
Well, as long hopefully I can get more people to you and more viewers. And I recently had a bit of a surge in viewers and subs from completely different cases. So hopefully this can get their eyes open for this case, which is one I've been covering for over 3 years.
So when you first came across this case, let me ask you this. How did you first come across this case, Mr. Nik?
I heard about it because I saw it on other channels, but for me it wasn't really my I was at the time I was going into the YSL RICO and all the pre-trial hearings and everything in that. So I didn't think I had time for it. But then there was the motion from the defense, the infamous. It is
Frank motion.
Yeah, it is the motion that brought up, hey, the actual perpetrators here might be ACER believers, or as I fondly call them, diaper Nazis, because they have nothing to do with my ancestors and nothing to do with my ancestors' faith. They're just white supremacists who find something cool to attach themselves to. And so that caught my attention because I know my ancestors' faith is really gone. I mean, there really is no practice of it anymore. But that doesn't mean people can take it and just bastardize it the way they do. So that offended me. And all of a sudden I was in the middle of it, and Mo in the deep end, who is from Indiana, guided me into the more broader things. And yeah, I got that is how I got stuck with it. And then, yeah, for me, this is one of the great injustices in modern American law. Because how they treated Rick Allen, they not only should he have this appeal successful, but it should be one of the great statutes, like a Brady violation or Miranda warning. His name should be on this type of egregious behavior from the state. Say that when the American justice system says, "Oh hell no, oh hell no," that is way over the line.
Yeah,
So,
it's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary. Look, this case has changed me, Mr. Starow. I mean, it changed me, right? Because they had zero evidence. I mean, absolutely zero. The magic bullet is what they convicted Richard Allen on.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
Well, when we say they had nothing on him, it's literal nothing, except that he reported himself being close. But in American law, closeness is not enough. Closeness to a crime scene is not enough.
Yep.
And the crime scene here, where he was, is a mile from the actual crime scene. That's not closeness. And when you go to the witness's description of Bridge Guy, he doesn't, it's not even remotely close to what Richard Allen looks like. And the only person who has at least a middle-aged bloke is Carbaugh on the highway going 40 miles an hour, 40, 50 miles an hour, passing a dude. That's the only person. And I say this, and I've said it before, and I will say it to the end of days. She didn't see shit. She just wanted to involve herself, and then she got caught in it.
Speaking of that, Mr. Starow, Sarah Carbaugh, I was mind-boggled when they had her in the detective room, right? And that guy got up and said, "We could change it if you want to. That's what we could do." What was your thoughts on he said that he could change the sketch?
That should have made her entire testimony invalid. Because there is a government employee, even if he wasn't a cop, even if he was just a sketch artist, he was there on assignment from the government. And the moment he said, "We can change it," he is actively distorting her testimony.
I was mind-boggled on that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, am I looking? Did I hear what I just heard? Oh, we could change it if you want to. And then we was on her. She was up there doing her arms like she was doing Vogue or something. I'm like, you seen the mud, but you don't know what you do. Hey, lady, make up your mind.
Yeah. But honestly, I don't think she saw anything. She just wanted to make herself interesting. She wanted to, because imagine this, her testimony didn't show up in this, until I believe weeks later. Why would she wait that long? Or at least up to a week later. Why would she wait about telling, "Yeah, I saw a dude looking suspicious," until, what was it? She was, if I recall correctly, people in the chat, I always refer to people in the chat because
and I'm sorry,
they remember things I don't, because I probably have forgotten more than I remember about this case because there's so much. But when she was stopped by a cop in a, I don't know, something, not until then did she speak out about, "Oh, I saw this. And the way she then changed her testimony from muddy to muddy and bloody, and everything around that. And I mean, folks, if you drive 40 miles an hour past somebody, you don't see shit.
Right.
You don't see facial features. You see, oh, it's a person. You may, oh, it's a young person, old person, male, female. But at 40 miles an hour, you don't see shit. Sorry for cursing.
No, you can curse. You can curse.
Okay. So, and how she then elaborated her testimony, more or less, that she was so close that she could see the spatter on the clothes.
Oh,
and I mean, who are you, Supergirl? No, hell no. It is so unbelievable in the literal sense of the word. It's so unbelievable. A person with a normal functioning brain would say, all right, this is one of the people who calls in and I saw it in my glass sphere, or I read it in the cards or in the tea leaves. It's that type of testimony. But because without her, there is literally nothing except Rick saying, yeah, I was there roughly at that time, looking at fish, and then I walked back. And that is never enough for anything.
I've never seen a case, Mr. Nik Starow, where a guy, and y'all know it's free Ricky until Ricky is free. I never seen a case where a guy goes in and tell them, hey, yeah, I was here. Yeah. But then I see a case, in the same case, where other guys, as in Ron Logan and people like that fail polygraph tests and say, hey, I ain't gonna take it again. Like, and they didn't want to come forward. This guy came forward.
Yeah.
And
he made the mistake that he listened to his wife, who said, weren't you there? Yeah. You better tell somebody. And here's the thing. He did call it in. He did meet up with a police officer. He did show his phone to that police officer. It's in the records. And then he was moved away from the investigation as no longer a person of interest. And the person who signed that paper, no longer of interest, was Holman.
Oh my.
And
Holman.
So Jerry Holman. Hold on, I have my sound effect here. So they had cleared him because he was honest. He showed his phone. Everything worked out. He was, and when they say that, what's her face, the volunteer, I keep forgetting.
Volunteer information or something, like volunteer
she volunteered to look through all tips and stuff, claiming, oh, it was misfiled or something. That's an outright lie. That his information was always there, fully searchable. So Kathy Shanks. Yeah,
and that's what I was going to get to. Kathy Shanks. Now, look, tell me because, like I say, shout out to the beautiful Mo S and everybody else that's on her. Shout out to everybody that's on the great Nik Starow channel as well. Salute to y'all. Kathy Shanks. Like, what? This got to be this. All of a sudden she come up and find this piece of paper with his name on it. Can you get people in depth and who Kathy Shanks was and what she did and how she was so pivotal to getting Richard Allen arrested?
Well, Kathy Shanks, prior to her involvement in volunteering for police, she was a social worker in the county, which means she knew all the kids, met all the kids. in some way, shape, or at least the kids who were in families with some trouble. And we have to say that both Abby and Libby, there's some issues in their home environment. I don't know to which extent it is. I mean, we recently found out that, was it Libby's uncle who is now in prison for illicit material of minors?
Oh my!
Yeah, or I remember. Was it Abby's or Libby's?
I'm not sure on
uncle.
That. But
yeah, I did a video on it not that long ago.
But that brings up a point to, like, if they say it was DNA on them, and God bless, rest their souls, in them. And they said it came from like a washing machine or the environment. And now you're telling me that the uncle is in jail for that?
For illicit material, not doing things himself. So there is a distinction, but that is what he was caught for. I have to check real quick here.
But why didn't they test the DNA, Mr. Starow?
Why they didn't?
Yeah, why didn't they test the DNA?
Because it wasn't Ricky's. That's the reason they stopped testing. Because if the DNA doesn't match Ricky, they stop testing. Because why destroy a case by finding the match? It is that, I mean, it sounds absolutely ridiculous for a person with a normally functioning brain. But the moment, because they were so sure it was Ricky's, and then it wasn't. And now, instead of, oh shit, we might have made a mistake, in their mind it was, oh shit, we need to stop testing, because they had put all their cards on prosecuting and convicting Rick at that time.
Do you think that's because the public pressure had been on them because it took over 5 years?
I'm not exactly sure what the deciding factor was. I know there's a bit talk about, there was a fight about who was supposed to be the next sheriff of the county or Delphi and stuff like that. And I'm not sure, because this was roughly at the time when Ron Logan passed away, if I remember correctly, because he passed away around 2021. And because up until then, it is so infuriating to not know what the deciding factor was. Okay, what made Kathy Shanks find that particular tip that has been in the registry for all those years as a cleared tip? Why did she pick that out? And then we find out that Kathy Shanks' daughter made comments about Ron Logan that she was honor bound to Ron Logan.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, and all of a sudden, how do you get honor bound? I mean, Kathy Shanks' daughter is currently in her late 40s, early 50s or something like that. Ron Logan was over 70. Why would Kathy Shanks' daughter be honor bound to Ron Logan?
Oh.
And so something in there, I believe. Ron Logan passed away. We can all be assured he was going downstairs. And I mean, Ron Logan, he lied about where he was before the girls were even found. He lied about where he was before there was the cause of death.
Didn't he say it was at a fish store or something?
Yeah, he was in a fishing store, he said. But as they checked, well, he was, but not at that time. So he clearly lied. And also, under his probation, he was not allowed to leave. He wasn't allowed to leave. If it was the county or the state, it was a condition of his probation, and this fishing store was at the other side of the border. And so they revoked his probation shortly after that, and then he remained in prison for a few years until he passed away.
Okay, so I want to go back to Jerry Holman when he had him in that interrogating room, right?
Yeah.
When Richard Allen said, "I'm done." I'm not a lawyer, but correct me if I'm right or wrong. When someone says they're done, you're supposed to stop interrogating them, right?
No. I don't believe he was Mirandized at that time. He wasn't Mirandized until after. So he has to actively say, "I want a lawyer." It's not enough by saying, "I'm done."
So they didn't read him his rights, and they still could record him and use that against him?
Yep.
Oh, my.
It's a common police tactics. Don't arrest a person until at the end of the interview or the conversation or whatever excuse they use to bring a person in.
Oh, so you telling me they was always going to arrest him? They were just going to try to get as much as they can without Mirandizing him before they did that?
Yeah. Wow. That's extremely common. So that's not unusual. And that's folks, it doesn't matter if you're a witness. It doesn't matter if you're the victim. It doesn't matter if you're the accused. Get a lawyer. Because when they say at the end of everything you say can and will be used against you, they don't say will be used for you and against you. It's only against you. So everything you say will be used. Everything you have ever said to a cop, if it is on a recording, can and will be used against you at some point in time. So it doesn't matter if you think you're innocent and you think you can talk them into also realizing you had nothing to do with it. If they have their sights on you, they will only use the things that speaks against it. So, if you're a witness, bring your lawyer. If you are a victim, bring your lawyer. If you're accused, the only words out of your mouth should be, "I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to keep silent, and I want a lawyer." That should be the only words out of your mouth in a police interview. And folks, looking now at this particular case, they begged people to call in for, back in 2017, please tell us something to help us with this. If you call in and say, even if you call in and say, yeah, I was a mile away, I didn't see anything, I saw these girls, I saw that couple. 5 years down the line, you're a suspect.
Oh, wow.
So what now? You should always try to help in any way, shape, or form you can. But you have to also realize that unless they find a suspect quite soon, who isn't you, years down the line, they might decide it is you. So it's up to you if you want to take that risk.
Oh my, that's hard to hear, but that's what people need to know around the world. Don't, and like Skinny said, don't ever talk to the cops ever, unless you have a lawyer.
Yeah. And as long as you have a lawyer there, you can talk to your lawyer. You can tell the lawyer everything, and then he can summarize everything in an affidavit. Because a lawyer can write it down as, okay, these are the things, and only the minimal facts are surrounding. If you're in there talking, cops are really good at keeping you talking. They are trained at it. And according to US law, they are also allowed to lie to you. And the United States of America, love you guys. But seriously, you're the only country that isn't a tyranny. No democratic country, or as in the United States case, you are a constitutional republic. You're the only country that allows the government to lie to you.
Oh.
Yeah. Because the police are the government. And there's a statute. And I read that statute. And the original statute is so extremely limited when it came around in the 80s, I believe. And then it has expanded and expanded and expanded and expanded. So nowadays, with the immunity for police officers and this statute, they can lie about more or less anything. We found your DNA, even though there's no DNA.
And it's legal.
And it's legal. Your wife is telling on you. Your friend is telling on you. You better confess so you get a deal first, because your friend is telling on you. They can all be lies, and they are perfectly fine doing it. And that is why lawyer up. Lawyer up.
They lie on you. Oh my God.
Yeah, I've learned so much about American law, both through the Young Thug Rico trial and the Delphi case, that I learned a lot about exceptions. And I learned a lot about how powerful a judge is when they worked with the prosecution.
Okay, so they arrest him, Mr. Nik.
Yeah.
And I was watching Defensive Diary. Shout out to Bob and Ali Mata. I call them the dynamic duo. Bob was saying, they put a pretrial defendant before he was even innocent or guilty in a maximum security prison in Westerville. I've never seen that before.
To my knowledge, it is extreme. This is one of few cases in the entirety of the United States where a person who has not been convict before is put in a high maximum prison for, as they say, under a safekeeping order. I doubt there's more than a handful in the entirety of the United States of these cases.
So you're telling me that you could do that in cases that's in the United States?
You shouldn't be allowed to, but it is legal in some states under a safekeeping order.
Okay.
But usually it is on the defendant's own. They themselves say, "Yeah, I'm going to need safekeeping." But the cases I've seen where the person has no convictions prior, it's exclusively in sex offending cases.
Okay, Nik. So, all right. So knowing that, now I'm asking this. Being in solitary confinement, it's supposed to be 15 days, but no more than 30 days.
Yeah.
They had him in there for 4 months before he was even able to talk to his wife.
Yeah.
Can you speak on that and tell everybody about that?
Well, it's not. It was a civil suit against the Indiana prison system a few years before this, where after that lawsuit, they came to an agreement. They paid out some, and in that were you can't hold somebody in solitary confinement for more than 30 days. That's in the that's the newest standard, so to speak. They got around this in this case due to the safekeeping order. They used the safekeeping order as a workaround of that policy.
A safekeeping order?
Yeah. The safekeeping order that was Judge Diener with the sheriff and the prosecutor. Those were the only people in that room. So this was an ex parte hearing where Judge Diener helped the sheriff write the motion for a safekeeping order. And that in itself is absolutely unheard of. I've never heard that before. And so they put an ex parte safekeeping order on Rick Allen without Rick Allen knowing about it and being able to speak up against it. So all he knew was all of a sudden he went from this was just a few days after his actual arrest. So this was in November, I believe November 20th or something like that, 2021, 2. Yeah, he went into Westville in November of 2022.
Okay, so...
Yeah. So, and due to that safekeeping order, and thanks to that safekeeping order, they didn't have to oblige to the policy of not more than 30 days. And for me...
And who wrote that safekeeping order again?
Well, the sheriff wrote it with the help of the Judge Diener. And then Judge, approved it. And then immediately after was when Judge Diener recused himself from the case, citing there was so much interest. Yeah, he just bailed out, Judge Diener, and and one of these. Let's see here. You took this ex parte, you signed it, and then you fucked off. Already there, we're into territory like, okay, what the actual F is going on here? What in the actual F is going on here? And once Rick Allen got his attorneys, his trial attorneys, they didn't know about the conditions in there until... For them, okay, this case, he's in there, he's in solitary confinement. They talked to him a couple of times. But I don't think they realized the conditions he was in until a few months later. And then they started to object to it.
So what was the reasons why you thought that they didn't know the conditions he was in? Because when a few months later he started to deteriorate and
I don't think they started to realize it until maybe March, April.
Or
something like that, when it became obvious he was deteriorating. When he was deteriorating fast inside there. And also, when Rick Allen was evaluated before going into the Westville the solitary unit, they put him on the second highest level of mental, not mentally, it's a 5-step. 1 is nothing, 5 you have to be you have to be transferred into a specific prison or jail where they actually have around the clock psychiatric help, which they don't have at Westville. So he was at the second highest before he even deteriorated. And according to their own policy, the moment he was deteriorating, they should have transferred him. But they used the safekeeping order to stop them from transferring him.
Okay, so now this is new to me, Mr. Nick.
Yep.
The safekeeping order, him being the second highest level, and them knowing if you're at that type of level, you're supposed to go to a department that's going to have the help there that you need. And they clear cut, no debating, didn't do that, sir?
Nope. So he was at the second highest level already when they put him in Westville. And then when he deteriorated, which we know from the psychiatrist records, when he started to deteriorate around, and when we knew about it, end of April, he should have been transferred out of there immediately. Because if you deteriorate from the second highest, you are at the highest level. But they used the safekeeping order to keep him in solitary confinement in Westville, in the worst unit within the max security prison. They put him in solitary, where he was guarded by other inmates or helpers or whatever they call them.
Helpers.
Yeah, other inmates and prison guards, and which we also found out through that big motion. A few of them wore
the Odin patch.
The Odin patches. So he was actively guarded by the people whom, according to me itself, regardless if you believe it is one of the Odinists or if you believe it's but regardless of who you believe is the actual perpetrator, they are all commingled. And all of a sudden you have prison guards with those patches. And also, in the Indiana prison system, you're not allowed to have those patches because you can't be affiliated with any group outside of... And I mean, Odinists in Indiana is a recognized prison gang within the Aryan nation sphere. And it's insane to have prison guards with those patches on in a prison where you have Aryan nation represented. It's insanity. Absolute insanity.
And speaking of that, they let that come into the trial testimony because they said his so-called helpers who were wearing these patches, they were writing down all the information of what he was saying.
Yeah.
But not only that. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Keep going.
No. What were you going to say?
Well, as you said, with the helpers writing down everything, handed it over to the prison warden. Where are those notes? You only have this. You only have the the cleaned up versions, not the notes themselves, were put into evidence. So who wrote what?
Oh, wow.
We don't know. Those notes should also have been excluded at trial, since there was no sure way. If I remember correctly, you guys in the chat have to correct me if I'm wrong here, but there was no way to attribute any of the notes to any specific of the either guards or the helpers.
And that's new to me now too, because I didn't know it wasn't no notes. I just knew that they let all the helpers come testify against Richard Allen.
Well, there was a few prison guards who came in to testify. I don't think any of the inmates, but I have to go back. I have to reference to Andrea Burkhart on that, because I don't recall if any of the actual inmates were testifying. But a few of the prison guards were testifying, and as Andrea said in one of her live streams is that today, she said, I'm paraphrasing here, today I looked in the face of evil.
Yeah.
And she has she has decades of experience with the absolute worst of the worst. I mean, a appellate attorney and also a criminal defense attorney. She has seen the absolute worst of the worst. But that in one of those prison guards, she saw evil.
You know, it's shout out to the beautiful Andrea Burkhart. Like, her coverage was amazing. That was my last, the video before I did last, we covered her going over it. But like you stated, she said, I've been doing this for a long time. And she said she's seen real, you know, people who are really like that and are dangerous. She said, but she could count on her hand. She said she's seen more people who were evil in that courtroom, and they had badges on. Let's just paraphrase.
Yeah. And she saw more. As Candy says, she saw more monsters with badges.
Yeah.
And that is scary because
it shook me.
Yeah, because it's scary because they hold more power than any of us ever will have. And they have badges. They are prosecutors. They are judges. And when they work together, like in the Rick Allen case, they could have convicted anybody for anything if they put them on. Because with the help of Judge Gull, so much evidence didn't come in, and so much evidence that shouldn't have gotten in, got in. And everybody in that courtroom knew this is not how it's supposed to be. And Judge Gull didn't care. And
you know what?
I'm
glad you said Judge Gull, right? Because I was so caught up in the Karen Reed and Turtle Boy case. I had no idea about Richard Allen case, right?
Yeah.
But
I mean,
we thought Judge Cannoni was the worst. This lady right here, Judge Cannoni, ain't got nothing on Judge Gull.
No, we who have covered the Delphi case, we jokingly say we wish we had Judge Bev in the Delphi case. Yeah, because regardless of how absolutely bad of the judgment she made, what she let in, how she acted, she at least let us see it. Telling us she was maybe not aware of exactly how biased she was. Judge Gull knew how bad it was, and that is why she refused cameras. Because sadly, the Delphi case would have been so much bigger had there been cameras in the courtroom. Because especially when it came to the prison guards, and then one of the last witnesses, what's his name? Yeah, the guy with the van who came in to testify. Yeah, I drove from work with my van, and that was
Brad Holder.
No, not Brad Holder. The other Brad Weber. Brad Weber.
Brad Weber. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Brad Weber,
yeah. Or because if also one of these things that Andrea and Bob and others said about that guy was also a really, really scary dude. And if we had his testimony on tape and could have shown that to the world, this case would have blown up. Because not only Brad Weber, also sidetracked, squirrel. Brad Weber lied to the police for 7 years. Brad Weber said he was nowhere near his home, which was not long, not maybe a mile away from the crime scene. He was neighbor with for fuck's sake, sorry.
No, don't say sorry.
Names. No,
we love it.
yeah. Well, he was neighbor with one of the other suspects.
Ron Logan.
Thank you, Ron Logan. Yeah, so Brad and Logan were neighbors, more or less. And so he said he was nowhere near his house. He was actually taking care of ATM machines when this happened. And that was his story for 7 years, until shortly before trial, when he apparently, when all the things about the van showed up. Oh, Rick Allen was startled by a van driving by. That is why he took them over the stream and ended their lives instead of doing bad things to them there. And then so first of all, yeah, he lied for 7 years. And then all of a sudden he shows up on the stand and says, yeah, I clocked out at that time, and I drove by more or less exactly on the time where the prosecution says the girls were kidnapped.
I love this. This case is so crazy, you know, like how could this be done?
Yeah,
I know we going, you know, everywhere, but we in court. Like, talk about the Google search. How he was this dude was able to go Google after they testified that it was a.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've never seen, and a judge allowed that.
Yeah, I mean, not even the state tries to hide the fact that is absolutely horrendous decision. In their reply to Rick Allen's appeals brief, not even the state. They just went with the harmless error. But no, that's not harmless error. You literally cannot introduce evidence that way. Literally, you are not allowed to have this so-called expert go out and Google in the break, to then come back and say, yeah, it could be dirt and moist in the headphone jack, and as I saw somebody else say on X, not that far after this, went in and said, well, if there's dirt and water in that headphone jack, inside the phone, there are moisture markers. If the phone had that in the jack, they would have been marks for that. I don't know exactly how that works. I'm not a technical guy. And to my recollection, when they went through that phone, those marks were not moist, so to speak.
And then,
but regardless, you cannot enter evidence that way.
And then, but then somebody called, and then all of a sudden, they put the headphones in or something.
Yeah,
like that?
Yeah. The headphone in were marked at around 5 p.m. I want to say, and then unplugged at around 10 p.m. And somebody tampering with the phone at those times when Rick Allen was provably not there. That's completely exculpatory. Completely exculpatory for how the state says the crime was committed. Because they claim Rick Allen did all of it. They never said, oh, we think you had an accomplice. If something happens to her phone while Rick Allen provably isn't there, their entire case falls apart. That is why they had this expert go out Googling for anything. And we don't know what forum it found. If it was even that type of phone. We honestly do not know what he actually Googled for. Or even he might just have made it up.
But we'll never know, right? Because haven't they not released it's public information that I know that still has not been released? Is that true?
Yeah. We have most of the transcripts. We have most of the evidence, but we still don't have all of it to this day.
Oh my.
So there are still things we can't check because the court refuses to release it. I'm not even sure that the appeals attorneys have the full transcript. I don't know, because we should have what they have, well, within certain ranges. Because they will have the actual pictures of the girls, they will have other types of evidence. But other than those, we should have what they have. And we don't. So I can't say if the appeals attorneys actually have all of it. And I've said this on a few occasions on my streams on this, when I go through the transcript, there are obviously something missing, because you can see how the question answer, and all of a sudden it changes. The tone, the melody of the words in questions and answers, and a completely different subject, and it just cuts off to that. And
okay, so I want to talk about because this is a lot. That's why I tell you, Mr. Starow, going over this case as I'm going over this case.
Oh, you welcome to the rabbit holes that goes into a sinkhole, that goes into a Mariana Trench. That you can go deep dive in one area, and you will still have a lot on the sides. And that is so. And I think that is one of the things that makes this such a hard case to cover. There's too much. I mean, it's hard to get into this case brand spanking new. It's hard because there's so much. I mean, you've been covering this now for weeks, months. And I join in with something that you haven't heard before.
Yeah, I didn't know about that by law, what was that you called it again? Where they were able to put them in solitary confinement and put them in the prison?
Yeah. Safekeeping order.
A safety port?
Safekeeping order.
Safekeeping. I'm mind boggled by that.
Yeah.
So they were able to do that because they were able to push it, and it was lawfully legal that they were able to put him in confinement for his safety?
For his safety. Well, there's argument that how they did it wasn't, because that order goes against the policy. So there has to be a determination what actually counts. And the appeals court didn't go into it because it was not one of the subjects that the appeals attorneys brought up. So we don't have an argument surrounding that. I was hoping, but that would be a bigger argument. But I've been told by Bob and Ali, it's too far away. Even if it's deemed not proper, everything that happened later, months later, is too detached from that order. So even if they say, yeah, the safekeeping order was illegal, he shouldn't have been there for more than he shouldn't have been there after 30 days. It's still too detached. So, okay, I trust them. That's how, because they obviously know more about the legality than I do. But for me, it's obvious that if that safekeeping order is deemed illegal, that everything after is fruit of the poisonous tree. But as they explained to me, I don't agree with it. I don't think it should be that way. But as they explained it to me, every piece of information is too far detached in time.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
See, now I agree. Like, because you say, if they said it, then it's true because this is what they do.
Yeah.
So, but it's mind-boggling to me that you say they're not able to use, well, that they told you the information, and then we know it got to be true that they're not able to use it because it's too far detached.
Yeah.
That's called corruption.
Yeah. Yeah, I do believe so because I don't. For me, I don't care how long of a time it is between, because him being in solitary confinement is the direct result. Time for me doesn't matter there. If the cause and action, or there's no bridge, or there's no points in between. He went there because of that. For me, time doesn't matter, but apparently in the American justice system, time detachment counts.
And I think I have to agree with you with that, because with him going there, they said, I seen where they say he was eating his feces and banging his head into the wall.
Yeah.
And I heard Andrea Burkhardt say he was sticking something in his member down low.
Yeah. He did an awful lot of things to himself. And that this and they still argued in court that, and in pre-trial, that, well, yes, he did all these things, but when he confessed, he was completely lucid. And I'm like, that's not how psychosis work. That's literally not how psychosis work.
Yeah, but he also said that he did something to his daughter. He did something to other people. He was a war in World War something. He also said that too. They didn't let that in.
Yeah, he said he started World War III. He cheated on his wife with a matchstick. He did things to his daughter. He killed his grandchildren. He doesn't have grandchildren. I mean, there's some, and out of these 63 confessions, all but 5, I believe it is maybe I did it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I'm glad you got to that. Maybe I did it. I think I did. I did it. Then he said I did it. The confession. Let's go to the confession, right? Because I want to jump. I'm glad you brought that up. Shout out to Moes and shout out to everybody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all when we get through, but I'm with the great Nik Starow right now. And man, we got to keep this going. Let's talk about the confessions when he called his wife, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely heartbreaking to listen to that. And
but the one thing that get me is he said, I can't stop saying it because it's someone right here next to me.
Yeah. Now, I do have the notion that he's coached.
Yeah.
But it's hard to prove if there's no video surrounding it. Now, we do know that he called on certain times. He called from the prison psychologist office. And if there is a retrial and the state calls it, because she was fired from, well, not fired, because she was hired by a firm who the prison system bought that service from. But she was apparently removed from that service, so she's no longer working within that system. And I would say that, well, why would you send her away if she did such a stellar job in this case? And the reason is she didn't. I'm not sure, because all we have, because again, we are talking about the psychologist who destroyed her, Dr. Waller, who destroyed her notes.
Hillbilly Waller, that's what I call it.
Because,
look, because I want to go there with that woman, right? Because I had look, getting into this case, I found that she was she was fascinated. I mean, super fascinated by true crime.
Yeah. She got herself involved. I mean, I believe the day off or the day after Rick Allen was arrested, she went into a few of these groups surrounding the Delphi case to find out more. And she listened to podcasts about this case when she drove back and forth to prison.
Mm.
And the person with a psychology degree knows you can't be involved in the same case in which you are evaluating the suspect. I mean, it's also maybe one of the reasons why she's no longer within the prison system or works within the prison system.
But Judge Gull allowed it, right?
Judge Gull allowed it.
Oh, my.
Even though she destroyed her notes and all we have is her rewrites of what she claimed Rick Allen said. Because the only words we have that what we know Rick Allen said is from the recorded calls. That's the only time. We don't know about the box cutter. That was in a note that is now destroyed. The van was also the white van was not in any of the calls. It was also in one of these destroyed notes. Walla specifically requested to treat Rick when she found out he was being sent to Westville.
Oh, my.
Yeah. So for me, her destroying her notes and then writing out summary in her own words what Rick said. We don't know what Rick said because she didn't record it. She only wrote notes, then summarized it with her own words, and then destroyed the notes. That in itself should make it inadmissible, in my personal opinion. Once she destroyed the notes, the contemporaneous notes that she wrote directly from Rick, the moment those were destroyed, no longer admissible. Should be. There might be, because she's a professional stuff.
But
for me,
by this U.S. law,
and
by Penguin Face and Gull, she was able to push through the BS that she did.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
And I will never forgive her for what she did. Because
and then I heard something about her daughter is coming after her. Are you familiar with that? Like her daughter is going to take her seat or something like that?
Mm. Yeah, 1 week after Wallace's fanfic confession about box cutters, Kathy Shanks went into Orion and cleared Ron Logan's narrative leads regarding his box cutter confessions. Yeah, that is through the Richie letters. His supposed confessions to Richie. Mr. Richie, who should have been a defense witness, but never was.
You talking about the guy who Ron Logan was in jail with?
Yeah, because the state hid that from the defense. Richie wrote 5 letters to the defense. By chance, the defense found out about it, and the DA's office produced 2 letters. Not 5, 2.
Okay, I think what they said on that is that they said he was an inmate and he was just trying to do this because he wanted to try to get his time reduced, but he never was trying to get his time reduced.
No. This was. I'm not a fan of this prison snitch thing, but if you're going to attribute some kind of believe this guy, it's when they do it voluntarily and with risk for themselves. Because imagine this within prison. You're not only snitching, you're snitching on behalf of a child murderer. That's not going home well within the prison system. So Ricky Davis did this at great risk for his own safety. That is what makes it believable.
It's a lot of characters in this case.
Can we talk about
go ahead, finish your thoughts.
Yeah. Had Ron Logan been at trial, they would definitely have called Ricky Davis as a witness. That is what makes this absolutely horrifyingly bad. Because the double standard here.
Okay, we know about the Odinism, all this stuff, right? Because it's a lot of characters in here, right? You had Brad Holder, Elvis Fields. They was on Facebook. Elvis was copying Brad Holder, with the Odin, stuff like that. Elvis' two sisters came forward and said he did it. Elvis they also came to Elvis and said, they was questioning him, and he came back over there and said, "Oh, if my DNA came there, would I be a suspect?" Can we speak on that?
Yeah. So Elvis Fields, who claimed to his sister that he was at the crime scene with either Brad Holder or the other guy. Well, he didn't say Brad Holder outright, and then he was called in for an interview. But not only until on the way back, he said to that officer, if my saliva or DNA, or however he said it, is found on the girls, and I can explain it away, am I still in trouble? And to this day, they have not tested the DNA against Elvis Fields. And for me, that is, and also, how is this not a nexus, Judge Gull? You claimed all the time this third-party culprit was not viable because there was no nexus. You have a person claiming he spat on the girls. His DNA might be on the crime scene. How is that not a nexus? Just because the cops say, well, he just makes things up, because Elvis Fields is apparently a little slow. A lot of slow people have killed. A lot of slow people have become murderers. There are serial killers in prison who are slow. So it doesn't matter if, and even if, Judge Gull, even if it's, and this is what I hate, this, why do you have to be, if a defense have a third-party culprit defense, if it's absolutely ludicrous, well, let them present it, and it will sound ludicrous and will convict the guy even harder. If it's believable and causes reasonable doubt, then it's reasonable doubt. Either way, a third-party culprit defense should always be allowed, in my opinion. I mean, the arguments against it are so, well, we can't confuse the jury. Oh, really? Are you saying confuse the jury, or we don't want them to hear it because it destroys our case? It's ludicrous.
Yeah,
but some states have it. You can't bring forward a third-party culprit defense unless you have a nexus, or as up in Wisconsin, you have to go through a 3-prong hearing where the third-party culprit, the defense must prove that the third party had means, motive, opportunity.
Yep.
But how can you know that? Because the defense only has what is produced from the state. The defense can't subpoena a third-party culprit person. They can't subpoena his phone records. They can't subpoena his DNA. I mean, yeah, it's up in Wisconsin with the third party, which is another case I've been covered. One of the first cases I covered on my channel, the Zachariah and Anderson case, which is equally as bad as the Delphi case, in my opinion. And shout out to Zachariah Anderson. I hope you're doing okay. You've been in prison for a few years now. And shout out to Solomon, his brother, who's doing amazing work to get the truth out there. But that is a separate case. I have a playlist on my channel if anybody wants to go into another deep dive about an absolutely
And what's that case
ludicrous
again?
Zachariah Anderson. Up in Wisconsin. Up in Wisconsin.
Okay, what happened with him?
They claimed that he killed his ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend. They claim that Zachariah Anderson, at 6 foot 200 pounds, with a chronic back problem, killed a 6 foot 270 pound man. Well, now, still not impossible. And rolled him up in a 5 foot by 7 foot rug. Hermetically sealed that rug, because from the apartment and out, there are no drag marks. There are no blood droplets. So they claim he did that in a 14-minute span. Because that is the only span, because where he was at his house, he text messaged somebody, he took a nap, and then a few hours later, he answered a call, or whatever it was. So the only time span is those 14 minutes, where he managed to kill that guy. Let's back up here. They claimed he drove there without being caught in any of the traffic cameras or business cameras, none of them. Was in hiding while knocking on the door in an apartment complex. Then the new boyfriend opened the door, and the claim from the state is he jumped him with a bat.
Oh my!
Yeah, and because there are blood spatter in the apartment, and you could see that there was a struggle. There is blood pooling. There are spatter in the roof on the walls, but only.
So it was a fight.
There was a fight there
between them two.
That's the problem here. When they claimed that he was hermetically sealed in this 5 foot by 7 foot rug. Let's go through. The guy was 6'2", 270 pounds. How do you get him into a rolled up rug? That size of a man. You can't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can't. The circumference doesn't allow it. And then hermetically seal, somehow carry this man without droplets. Remember, Zachariah Anderson, chronic back problems. To his van, then managed to put this huge package in a 3 foot by 4 foot area where the rug in the family van was missing because they couldn't find any blood in the rest of the van. Drove him all the way back without any of blood and DNA from that rug package, except a top of a pen size brownish dot on the side of the car, where the DNA expert says it was a match to Mr. Rosalio Guterres. Now here's the interesting part. She didn't testify to, well, at what range is it? Because you have seen trials. They say it's 1 in 30 trillion and 1 in 40 gazillion and one. No. The testimony was the prosecutor asked her, you found this? Yes. And was it a match to Mr. Guterres? Yes. That's it. Here comes the interesting part. Mr. Guterres, his father disappeared years earlier. So they could not find his paternal to match against, only the maternal. So already there, you are at 50%. The Guterres family in this area is huge. There's a lot of Guterres in that area. So even if it was like 1 in 10,000, yeah, okay. In that area in Wisconsin, there's roughly 200,000 people. Roughly. That means that within that area alone, there could be 20 different people. And also, on top of that, well, there are records of Mr. Guterres driving out to where Zachariah lived. Could his DNA has been just by, Mr. Guterres was a heavy smoker. He could have just coughed in the air where this van was. And also, the kids, Zach's and his ex-kids, they have 3 of them, they went. Guterres and his ex and the kids hung around each other. There are multiple ways that little pinprick size could have gotten there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How long has he been in jail?
He's been in prison now for 3 years.
Oh, wow. I see, that's another one. I know nothing about that case.
Yeah. And as soon as his appeal is in, I'm going to do deep dives on my channel surrounding it. They have still asked for more time to submit it because there's so much about that case that is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. For instance, Zach, when Rosalio's friends came to his house threatening him, Zach called the cops himself, saying, yeah, there are some bad people here. And then the cops arrived and arrested him because his ex said, I think it's my ex-boyfriend.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm definitely going to really help because that's enough. I got to look into that because I'm with you. The little small hottest guy, you say he had back problems too?
Back problems. Yeah, chronic back problems. And they claim he picked this. Have you ever tried to pick something up that doesn't want to be picked up? Now imagine 270 pounds of that. Now I've been meaning because now I'm bigger than Rosalio, but I'm still saying to Solomon and other people who cover that case, at one point in time, they should try to put me in one of those rugs. Because even though I'm slightly bigger, it's still the same size. And trying to get that into a 5 foot by 7 foot rug. Yeah, 270 pounds of dead weight. Imagine a sack of potatoes. 270 pounds of potatoes. Try to pick that up. Yeah. And also, hold on here. I want to.
Y'all make sure y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe button on both channels. Support both channels. Hey man, Nick, boy,
yeah.
Oh, I think I really got to look at that case now.
Yeah, there's a joke around my viewers. If you want to find a clusterfuck of a case, just watch Nick because I find them. It is. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Let me try to just to show you what the state claimed he drove past to get from Zach's house to Rosalio's apartment. I have it. If you can show it on screen. Yeah, that is the only route that Zach could have taken to get to Rosalio's apartment and back again and still have that 14-minute time window. What the blue dots you see there are traffic cameras. And he wasn't seen on any of them.
They say, Mo says, is there any theory in that case of who actually did it?
There's a theory about one, because Mr. Rosalio hung around bad people, and when he wasn't owed money, he owed somebody else money, specifically one person. And that person, to our understanding, Dave at MLS, MLS Dave has done a video about that. That person had motive, owed money. He had means. Well, several convictions of violent crimes and drug crimes. The only thing that is missing is we can't place him there at the time of the murder. And
he
as I said,
14 minutes, right? They said
yeah. So you have two. Yeah. But we can place him there either that day or the morning after, because there are contentions, because a neighbor heard a struggle in that apartment, but not on that day, the day after. But after a visit from the district attorney, that witness changed her mind. Oh, it was, yeah. And
so also, who is Sadie?
Sadie is the girlfriend, Zach's ex-girlfriend. She was the one who pointed her finger at Rosario, at Zach. Sadie and Rosario had been dating for maybe 2 months, and she wanted it to be serious, and he wasn't. She said she texted him, do you want to be my person? And he texted back, okay. At the same time, he was dating, at that we know, at least 2 other women. And was
Rosalio?
Yeah, Rosalio was dating 2 other women and was probably trying to get a third one at the same time. And Sadie, to this day, says he was the love of her life. Oh, and it's like, no. You've seen the guy for 2 months.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and he had other women at the same time. Nah, not going to happen. So yeah, and she somehow, she claims, he always texted me good night, and he didn't. So I waited until, well, the day after, and I drove to that apartment. And then she claimed she found it in that, disarray and blood spatter. And it's everything surrounding that is, it's so weird. Why would she abandon her kids at home to drive to a person who might just have ghosted her? Why? It's that case has so much absolute horse shit in it.
So after 2 months of dating Rosalio, she said that he was the love of her life.
Well, no, not at the time when it became trial. All of a sudden, he was the love of her life. She stood with the Rosalio's family. Yeah, and here's the thing. I've seen the crime scene photos of that apartment. There's not enough blood. There's blood spatter. Yeah, there's a little pooling. But it's not enough blood to say that Rosalio was killed in that apartment, in my personal opinion.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, everybody. Say the great Mr. Nik Starow. You done turned me up on this case.
Yeah, especially since mid-trial, the prosecution had to change from he beat him to death with a bat because they found some wood splinters in the apartment, and one of Rosalio's bats was missing. They had to change it that he finished it off with a knife because they used a prison snitch named Munch. Who? Yeah, Munch. He was called Munch. Who claimed on the stand that Zachariah Anderson confessed to him in his sleep. Confessed to, yeah, I stabbed the fucker to death, or something of the sort. So mid-trial, with this snitch on the stand, the prosecution is going, oh shit, now we have to go from just a bat to bat and a knife. And I'm saying, when somebody is, according to Munch, Zach stabbed the guy repeatedly, where's all the blood?
Oh, wait.
And here's the thing. Remember when I said his dad went missing a number of years earlier?
Yeah.
Never been found? We have meaning there's a family, the Gutierrez family, where men suddenly disappear. There's no way, in my opinion, because the body never found. Never found.
Oh, they never found his body?
Never found the body.
Oh.
They searched Zach's house up and down. They searched Zach's family's properties up and down. They tested a chainsaw. They tested everything. They tested everything regarding Zachariah Anderson.
No evidence of blood or nothing on him?
Nothing.
So how did they use to get him arrested then if it was nothing?
Well, Sadie pointed at that direction. I think it was my ex-boyfriend. And then they manufactured everything around that.
Ooh.
They found, I mean, they didn't, since there was no body, there's no time of death. So all they had to do was see, when can we say that, because Zach always called his then girlfriend. They called, texted, hung around. So there was extremely limited time where there was a gap. But they found that gap, like a 3.5 hour gap or something of the sort, when his phone was silent and not moving. So they claim that, Zach did this while leaving the phone behind. That hence the 14-minute gap and the map that we just saw, where he somehow avoided being seen on any traffic cameras, going there and back. But somehow they managed to convince the jury that, he did it.
So
there's no body.
Was this shown in the court, like on the TV?
Yeah, it was on Law and Crime. And what was it called? Jealous boyfriend murder trial or something like that. And and sadly, the audio is absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Also, you weren't able to hear it that good?
Yeah, and some of the people, when Sadie was on the stand saying that, I was so scared of Zach, and then the defense came up, didn't he do laundry at your place? Yeah. I mean, seriously. It was so transparent that Shady Sadie lied her ass off on that stand. And why did she do it? Well, money. She thought that she would get a cut out of whatever the Rosalios could get out of it. She didn't. But she's getting child support. But Zach in prison, he doesn't make much. So I believe she gets like $30 a month in child support from the state.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that. How many children do they have together?
3 children. 1 teenage girl and 2 9-year-old boys at the time.
So did they bring up anything like, because, one thing I learned, by starting to cover this, like you stated earlier, means, motive, and opportunity. Was it anything brought up that
Yeah.
the prosecution pointed to the where you could see that they had vowed conversations, or he said something that they really point to?
Yeah. Zach did visit the apartment complex. And he kept a folder on his computer about Rosalio. But here's the thing. They had, at the time, a custody dispute that was brewing.
He kept a what on his phone?
A folder on his computer at home, which was Rosalio. Because, as explained later on, he was trying to get custody over the kids. Because Shady Sadie allegedly hung around bad people with alcohol or drugs. So now, if you can't afford an attorney but get an advice from a 1-hour conversation with an attorney, what will they tell you? Gather evidence yourself. So he had a folder about who she was involved with, Rosalio Goiteres, finding stuff out so he could get custody over the kids. That the prosecution used against him, claiming he was stalking them. Yeah. It's a truly horrific case. And,
so what was in the file?
Well, who is Rosalio, his car, and photos and attempts of recordings, stuff like that. Gathering things for the custody case, and they used that against him.
Oh, okay. But I know you said 14 minutes, but you know the one thing that bothered me in the Richard Allen case? The 19 minutes.
Yeah. It's been bothered. The prosecution claims that this was a simple case. There's nothing simple about that crime scene. Everything about that crime scene says it's a complex crime. Because how do one man keep 2 teenage girls silent? Because whoever killed them, one before the other. If there's just one person there, and the girls had no marks for being restrained, if you see somebody get actively killed, as the prosecution claims, how do you not take off? How do you not scream? How do you get 2 teenage girls to be quiet? Folks, I have 4 sisters. There's not been a quiet moment in 50 years with those women. How do you get 2 teenage girls to stay silent?
You know, like, it's seriously, because I heard what they said Libby was a swimmer or something, and she was just as big as Richard Allen. And
she was. Rick Allen, 5'4", roughly 200 pounds. Abby, or Libby.
So they said she did. The other one just sat there like a statue while they seeing the other girl get this done to her.
Yeah, I don't see it. Everything about that crime scene, nothing that Rick Allen has said in any of the so-called confessions matches the crime scene. Nothing, absolutely nothing matches the crime scene. According to him, he just, I got scared, so I led them over this violent spring stream. Why? To this area, ended them both, and then throw some sticks over them and took off. There's nothing about that crime scene that says that is what happened. You have the F tree with the alleged rune in blood on it. That we know one of the girls got her throat slit around there because there's a pooling of blood there. There's another pool of blood at the feet of one of them. But the other one, where's the blood? There's literally no blood. Where's the blood? If they both were killed at the same place, where is it?
And also another big story, Keegan Kline and his daddy, Tony
Oh
Kline.
yeah.
Keegan Kline, what he was catfishing Libby.
Yeah.
And they were saying there probably been another little girl in there, and Keegan and his dad, they admitted to doing it, but now Keegan is locked up for the same thing that.
Yeah, the uncle is illicit material, and I mean, and he also Keegan Kline was an early suspect, and they decided to, because their original thought, of course, was there's more than one. If we have Keegan Kline running around, he will eventually say something or do something. So they knew in 2017 that Keegan Kline had videos, pictures in the thousands, and they let him walk free, doing more things to minors for years before he was caught in another county. Years. So regardless of what any of you guys say, you're the biggest believer in Rick Allen's guilt as humanly possible. Yeah, okay. Explain that. Why did they let Keegan Kline walk for so long if they believed if they didn't believe he could lead them to the other killers? Why? There's absolutely no explanation for it. Then you have the Brad Holder and his supposed alibi.
His son was real friendly.
His son was dating Abby at the time. The claim was, the relationship was over. That is a complete lie. We found that out after trial, that Abby texted Logan the same day saying, we are going to the bridge. Are you coming with us? And he called his dad, who said, allegedly, who said no. And there you have a nexus.
Nexus.
Not only Logan knew the girls were going to the bridge, his dad knew. Brad Holder knew where the girls were headed. Brad Holder, as it shows, actually doesn't have an alibi. The investigators went out there to see the timestamp. Yeah, he clocked out at this time. No, somebody clocked him out at that time. The clerks, the office workers said, do you want to watch the video of him clocking out? And they said no. They said no. Why?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because out of every day, that week, that month, that is the one day where Brad Holder clocks out late.
But didn't Kline Bad say he did it?
Yeah, and the thing, but then he went to the gym. No, his phone pinged at the gym. I mean, there's so much bullshit going on. And here's what I believe, and I put out a video on it. Brad Holder was an informant or the police against the local Odinists.
What about German, though? What about Lip German? Because I know he ended up he was a snitch because, right?
Sorry, what to say?
German, what's his first name? The dad. It's a lot in this case, man.
Yeah, there's so much in this case. I haven't gone full into the families. I'm more focused around the Odinist and the actual crime scene and what was going on in the investigation. I know there's a lot of suspicious things going on with the families, especially since we found out that the uncle is now in prison for illicit material of minors. Of the same, as I understand it, also the same age as Abby and Libby.
That's mind-boggling. Yeah. So, allegedly, who do you think the culprit possibly could be? We know it's not Richard Allen.
We know it's not Richard Allen. And I have to say this about Coffin Daffer. She pointed at Ron Logan much earlier than more or less any of us. And she stick to that. So I have to go. I mean, a broken clock is right at least once a day. If I had to put my money on anyone, I would say Ron Logan. Who is, but also Ron Logan, Brad Weber, Brad Holder. There is a connection between all of them. There's a clear connection between all of them. Because Ron Logan had, mysteriously, his house was a wreck, except his bathroom.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. He got his whole bathroom redid.
Yeah. He redid all his bathroom.
Oh,
but
and only got all them guns at his house.
Oh, yeah. All those girls and the animals he's kept there. And here's the thing with the 43-second video. And because the state claimed, oh, they sound so panicked, and it's obvious that they were taking against their will. No, nobody sounded panicked.
Oh, wow.
And when you listen to it carefully, they say once they have passed the tracks and are on the ground, she says, "This is where we go down." Pointing the camera at where they suspect the girls went down. And what is down there? There is the gravel road leading to the houses where Brad Weber and Ron Logan lived.
What else I look at is, how do you say that word? I learned the new word when it's faking. Is it malignity? I forgot that word that, you had that Dickolas dude, the whatever fake Matthew McCartney. He gonna ask, I guess this dude who built like the Michelin Man and this other woman who got some huge eyebrows. And this will bother me. He said, do you think, he said, listen to my theory. I think he was sitting in jail and basically Rick Allen had his come to Jesus moment. That right there made me stand still.
Oh, the hidden true crime scammers. Yeah. It's absolutely ridiculous. Hidden true crime, Lauren, whatever her name is, and her husband are crime grifters. They are not searching for the truth. They are searching for a way to make money. And of course, I don't mind making a few bucks out of my channel, but I there's no way I can completely remove all my morals just to make money. Yeah. It would be, if I could just remove all my morals, all my ethics, and start grifting like one of these channels, I would probably make a ton of money. I can't. I can't. I am not. First of all, my mother would rise from the grave and give me a beating of a lifetime if I abandoned my morals. I mean, she would haunt me for the rest of my life. Because her and my dad, No. So, whatever you do in life, once you reach the pearly gates, you could stand tall and said, I did my best. And that
true,
is, yeah.
I'm just looking at this Richard Allen case. I know I don't know how much time you got left. I don't know.
What? I don't know what time it is. Oh, well, another 15 minutes.
Okay, yeah, because I know we're not gonna be able to get to it out today. I want to get to do another time because, man, Mr. Nik Starow, it's been such a pleasure, to finally have someone who I've been seeing on these videos, in my head. I've been scratching my head and just y'all getting me amped up and turned up because I'm listening to you, Andrea Burkhardt, Bob, and other people, Classic, and I'm listening to Bugs and Keith, and a lot of other people telling me this information.
Yeah.
But it's so good to be able to, have one of them faces on here, so I could see.
Let's see, because Rick Allen's appeal is a month from now, and I will be going to Indiana. I'll be flying in September 10th. I'm to visit first Delphi to stir up shit in the Delphi community because the local white supremacists, they really don't like me over there. Yeah, because I call them out for their bullshit. Also at the same time, I'm visiting Flora, Indiana, for the Flora 4 case, which in November, it's 10 years ago. It's 10 years ago, these 4 minor girls were burnt to death in Flora, Indiana. And I read the entirety of the so-called investigation. And for me, it is extremely obvious who the suspect is. And they did nothing. And it's the same cops. Flora and Delphi is within the same precinct. It's the same damn investigators fucking that case up as well. And this was just 3 months before Abby and Libby was killed. 3 months. So that was in November of 2016, and this Abby and Libby was in February of 2017. So 6 minor girls were murdered in the span of 3 months. Now, the difference between the cases is arson, of course, and the Flora 4 were 4 minor black girls. But the one thing about Delphi, Indiana. Delphi, Indiana has, I believe it is the last recorded KKK rally in the 1980s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so, yeah.
Nick, you say you're going to, Nick, have you been to Indiana before, Nick?
Yeah, I went there 2 years ago. I did a road trip throughout, so I've been in Delphi, Indiana before, and
so how did that go for you? Did they treat you fair? Did you feel like
nobody approached me?
Okay.
Because I went there in August of 2024, just a month before the trial started. I couldn't change my vacation days to go to the trial. So I went there a month before. Me and Mo, we walked the trail. We live streamed from the trail. We almost got lost on a paved trail. And talked about the case. And then when she went home, I stayed behind in Delphi, Indiana. And I wasn't even approached. And I know they know about me. And nobody wouldn't even dare to approach me. So I'm going to return. And then also going to Flora, Indiana, because I'm going to record as much as I can, and then produce some type of mini-series on my channel regarding that case and how they absolutely botched the case. Because Delphi, Indiana, the Delphi and Flora, Indiana, is 97.6% white. And the rest are just rounding errors. When the Flora 4 was killed, that was 10% of the black community in that area. There were just 40 black people living in that area at the time.
Damn.
And nobody did shit about it, even though there's a clear suspect, at least in my opinion, reading through the investigation. They didn't even ask for his phone. They didn't even check his phone records. It's absolutely insane. And allegedly, it's because he, as well as a bunch of other suspects in the Delphi case, are connected to the local Freemasons.
Yeah. I seen a chart, right, of like how a lot of people are connected with each other.
Yeah. It's absolutely insane. And also I'm going up to Hamlet, Indiana, for another case I've been following. The Aaron Spencer case out of Arkansas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael Fossler, the guy who did bad things to Aaron's daughter, is from Hamlet, Indiana.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He was a police chief and school resource officer in Hamlet, Indiana. There are victims up there from the 1980s going forward of Michael Fossler. Yeah. Now, at the time, yeah. But those women are now in their 50s. And not until now, until he's dead, the stories are coming out of what he actually did up there. So I'm going up there to, stir up shit again. Because the Fossler family in Hamlet, Indiana is a prominent Freemason family. Now, I haven't found a connection between Fossler and Delphi or any of the people in Delphi, but it's an hour away. And his preferred age span is 13 to 15.
Damn, Indiana?
Yeah, damn Indiana.
Nick, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I thought Massachusetts was bad, but damn, Indiana?
Yeah, Indiana is giving Massachusetts a run for their money.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I'm visiting those three places, and I'm going to be at the Rick Allen oral argument in Indianapolis on the 21st.
Okay, so what does this, or do you know for sure what this oral argument means on September 21st?
They will have half an hour each, the state and the Rick's defense attorneys. They have already filed all the information to the court. So now the court has ordered oral argument. And just by the fact they are giving them 30 minutes each and not 20 minutes means they are actually taking this serious.
Oh. So it's usually a 20-minute span. Yeah. That's good news, right?
Yeah. That I interpret that as good news, as they want to know more about this. Because in the filings, they have a word count and a page count they have to oblige to. And I'm sure that, not sure, but my interpretation of the appeals court, because they ordered this oral argument really early, meaning they kind of took a priority to this case, which tells me they want to know more, and there might already be in there something they feel is important enough to get a ruling on as soon as possible.
So, do you know the time frame after these oral arguments that it takes, usually takes for a ruling to come through?
Everything between 3 and 9 months. I mean, it's impossible to say. It's impossible to say.
So they might do it at the 11th hour in the 9 month.
Yeah. That I mean, I had to go through both. I asked Grok, I asked Google AI, and I asked another AI, what is the time span of an appeal ruling in Indiana? And the answer varied a bit, but roughly between 3 and 9 months.
Oh my God. So, and do you, like, we know it's no evidence. We know it's nothing, but this is a good sign to me, 30 minutes. But
yeah, I interpret it as a good sign.
Is this, do you think after this oral argument, you think Richard Allen will be free?
He will get a new trial. He won't be free.
Oh, a new trial?
Yeah.
So he'd have to go to a new trial?
Yeah. Because there's nothing in the filings that goes to the appeal. The appeals court, the first here, is just about, did the court do something wrong? Wrong according to law according to practice, law according to rules of evidence, stuff like that. That's the only thing the appeals court is going to take standing on. Now, theoretically, they can throw the case out. Practically, they won't. So if successful, he will get a new trial. Now, Judge Gull is already gone. She will be retiring at the end of the year. Problem is that her daughter is seeking to take over as a judge. Her daughter recently got a 1 week suspension and a demotion for in that DA's office. She was in charge of the cases against children and women. And as it turns out, between November of last year up to June of this year, she did nothing in any of her cases. So they suspended her for a week without pay and then demoted her. So now she's just one of the other DAs in the major crimes.
All right, hold up. What's the time frame again?
From November of last year to June of this year, because she was handed her caseload in November of last year. Then they discovered she did jack shit nothing in her case when one of the cases, there was like a final pre-trial hearing, and she asked for more time. And when questioned about it, it turned out that she hadn't contacted witnesses. She hadn't nothing, not handed over a discovery, nothing. And she now wants to take over as a judge after her mother.
Now, I knew, coming from the species that Gull is, I didn't know that her daughter had a week suspension for not doing nothing for 7 months. So are you telling me that this woman who ain't did nothing for 7 months, she just got a slap on the wrist, a week suspension, she gonna be over this case if it's a new trial?
Not necessarily, because they have to assign this case to somebody, and there are more judges within that area. And, it could be a problem because if Judge Gull's daughter is assigned this case, it's going to be the same, I believe, because as it seems,
can they do
her daughter is equally incompetent and corrupt as her.
But can they do that? Because ain't that a bias? I'm just asking. I'm not. But can they do that? Wouldn't that be a bias knowing that her mother did that case?
I don't know. I hope so, but I don't know.
So yeah, oh my God, man! Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, do you
but
think
then again, her daughter has to win that election. So that election, I believe, is now in November. But I don't know if if it is an uncontested election or not. I have to check that. I have to check for that.
Yeah, but then I forgot the name of the person. But then, as soon as Richard Allen got convicted, did somebody get that sheriff job? I know it was something like that, but this is startling. That's why I say everybody.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing: if Rick Allen gets another judge, well, it's still a crapshoot because we don't know what that judge is like. If there's a new judge Gull, it will be the same again, and then we're in for another few years before it can be appealed. And then he might win that appeal, but meanwhile, he's rotting away in prison.
I mean, I know this is hard to just want to realize, but with the way they railroaded him, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that even like they want to just keep this like this because they don't want to look back at it and have that cloud over them?
They do. The state really doesn't want this back at trial, because if the appeals court goes fundamentally on the defense's line, they have to allow a third culprit defense. They have to take reveal that Brad Weber lied to everybody for 7 years before he changed his mind and said, "Oh, yeah, I now remember I was at the crime scene." Because here's the thing: if the defense can show Rick Allen wasn't at the crime scene, and Brad Weber now admits he was, now the state has a problem, because now you have a person admitting he lied for years about where he was until somebody else was charged. He puts himself at the actual crime scene where the girls were abducted at the time. And going by Brad Weber's own story and the video of his van reaching his house, and according to the FBI, who interviewed him, who also checked when his phone got into his house Wi-Fi or whatever it was connected to his Wi-Fi. He drove from his workplace, clocked out at, I believe, and he claims now he drove past that on that gravel road roughly at the time the state claims the girls were abducted. But he didn't arrive home until 20 minutes later. So there's a 20-minute missing time span where Brad Weber can't say what he did according to himself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is
so if there's a new trial and third-party culprit, all of a sudden the defense not only have Elvis Fields. If my spit is on the girls, I can explain it. They not only have Brad Weber's lack of alibi, they not only have Ron Logan lying about where he was, they also have Brad Weber admitting in court under oath he was at the crime scene at the time of the murder. So you never know. You never know what might happen in a second trial. But if it's a new judge girl, she might just say, "No, I don't see a nexus."
That's all we can hope for, right?
Yeah.
That's what
and hopefully, regardless who the next judge is.
And that's why I was going to say, do you think, because I'm leaning towards, I think they're going to do a new trial. Do you think they're going to record if it's a new trial?
I hope so. I hope that regardless who the next judge is, they will allow at least recordings. They might not allow video, but they might allow the trial to be recorded at least. Now, I hope it will be televised, because it would be amazing to see all the third-party culprit people being on the stand. It would be amazing to see the Odinist gods taking the stand. Yeah. And there's been so much information revealed since the trial that can be used in a new trial. But it all depends on the judge. It all depends on the judge. And, of course, Rick Allen has to win the appeal for it to be a new trial. Regardless of how much fuckery from the state, the appeals court might just say individually there are harmless errors. That's, and I believe if you ask Bob, if you ask Andrea, at best it's a 50-50.
Damn, for real.
Even with all of this, it's at best a 50-50.
Damn, with all of this, it's a 50-50.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we Mr. Nick. Man, anything else before I let you go?
No, but I mean, it's a month until, less than a month until I fly into Indiana. If you want to have a new episode next Sunday, I will be available roughly at the same time.
Yeah.
If you want to do this again.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Next Sunday?
Next Sunday, roughly at the same time, we can do this again, and let's see where we end up then.
Hey, man, it's been an honor and a pleasure. I appreciate you sharing your time with me. Next Sunday, everybody, y'all heard that? Can I get a big old hand clap for that? Mr. Starow gonna be on here, and we're gonna do another episode this Sunday. You've been great, man, and I hope you have a great rest of your night.
Thank you so much
you in
for
Sweden, right?
Yeah, I am.
Sweden.
Yeah, up in the cold north.
Oh, man, Mr. Starow, thank you, man. I look forward to...
thank you so much for inviting me. It's been amazing to talk about this case again. I haven't done it in a while on my own channel. So it's good to have this where we can discuss the case. I think that makes it more interesting for an audience to hear information from two different people. So, yeah, I would love to do this again.
Yeah, because I'm like a sponge. I'm trying to soak it all in because when you told me about it start with an S,
safekeeping order.
Safekeeping order. That's new to me. What they use the safekeeping order to be able to send this guy to Western prison.
Yeah,
but Nick, we'll get into that next Sunday. Thank you, sir.
Next Sunday. All right. Thank you so much, folks. You all have the best of days. Yes, I'll see you in the next stream or video. And everybody go and subscribe to Ray from Dallas and watch everything he's ever done.
Subscribe to Mr. Nik Starow.
Okay. All right. See you, folks.
Thanks, Nick. Man, shout out to Mr. Nik Starow, man. Man, shout out to him, man. Man, damn, he coming back next Sunday, y'all. I would love to make this a Sunday tradition with Mr. Nik Starow to just continue this. Like, this was great today. It's night over there in Sweden. And I appreciate everybody who showed up and showed out. Oh, a lot of people thank y'all. A lot of people turned me up, right? So let me turn y'all up real quick. Shout out to everybody who did that. And if y'all want to support Cash App, Super Chat, any way y'all can, anybody else, let me turn y'all up real quick, all the people who did that. First, let me turn y'all up with my son. Say Sun Ray.
Sun Ray.
Say hey, Sun Ray.
Hey, Sun Ray. Alligator.
Crocodile.
Alligator.
Crocodile.
Crocodile.
Say crocodile.
Crocodile.
Look, say crocodile.
Crocodile.
Say man, thank y'all so much. Shout out to Winnie's mom and the beautiful. Hold up, here we go. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Thank y'all so much. Hey man, Mr. Nik Starow, man, I loved every bit of the show. And you could just look at him and tell and see his passion and to see the way he spot on everything. No, on everything. Nobody, you don't gotta say that YouTube, bro. Shout out to you, beautiful. It's just all about like everybody being here. I appreciate that. Man, the reason why I'm so hyped about that is because Classic has been giving me all this information, and he has been one of the ones who I have been watching. And I seen a lot of moments from him. And just to be right now doing this with him, you know, especially this case. Man, it's a good feeling. And I appreciate everybody, hyped and hyped. Yeah, I appreciate everybody who showed up and showed out, because y'all the truth. Let's turn up one more time for y'all with some pretty cookie.
That's what this case is about. It's about the truth. Not hiding it or concealing it, but exposing the truth. Yeah. Don't let them get away with this. Do not endorse and sanction an investigation that is broken and corrupted top to bottom. That's why you stand as the guardian of justice and the protector of justice. And my question to you is, what will you do with this moment?
Hey, you did that, look at you go. Drop that down and now the whole room know. Big heart energy still in the show. You walk in and the whole place grows. Old school smile with a fresh new grin. Same sweet spot, let the chaos in. Cards on the table, you win again. Everybody turn when you step in. Hands up, look alive. You made the whole night rise. They've been waiting on your name. Now it burns through the frame. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. You did that, and everybody knows. Turn up, toast to them, bro. Let's fucking go. Big heart energy still in the show. Toast to them.
I will not be silenced, and we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Crayon. Oh, that shit was so funny yesterday. Crayon. Oh, Charlie. You believe crayon. Oh, man. Crayon. Shit. This is excellent today. And look, that's one thing it's about. You know, look, I understand this is all about injustice and corruption. That's all it's going to be. Look, we all get emotions. We all have different thoughts and feelings, but at the end of the day, it's about injustice and corruption, and that's how I'm coming, no matter what. Shout out to the GOAT, shout out to the OG, shout out to everybody that's in this movement, because that's what matters, right? Simple as that. And we on some free Ricky, free Richard Allen, until Richard Allen is free. Thank you so much, Charlie, for that, because that's how I'm coming. Point blank, period. Because this injustice and corruption is for real, man. Man, Mr. Starow just told me some stuff I didn't know. Brought up new cases to me that I didn't know, y'all. And that's what it's about. And I get it. That's what type of time I'm on. Point blank, period. I love y'all to death, man. And I see y'all soon.
I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, I'm the right one, yeah. 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 I'm not the one, I'm the right one. I walk in like a bird, cold look clear, aim. You wanna smoke, I heard it. You talk big, all wordy, all bark, no bite. You can't win this fight. I seen your hand shake when the room got quiet. I don't need a threat, I bring it, then I write, yeah. Tick, tick, hear that whistle, step too close, get the missile. Blood in my eyes, stealing my jaw. Say my name once, then stand by the law. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. You came for when you left with none. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I don't just a crowd, I let them come. I stare here hard like a loaded drum. You keep on talking, I keep on moving. Your chest gets loud, but your legs ain't proving. You want that title, you want that crown. I take one look and I shut it down. My eye cries when the flow gets mean. I came in clean, let the scene pristine. Tick, tick, hear that whistle, step too close, get the missile. Blood in my eyes, stealing my jaw. Say my name once, then stand by the law. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. You came for when you left with none. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I don't bend, I don't break, I don't flinch, I don't fake. Every shot you throw just feeds my pace. Every lie you spit, I put back in your face. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. You came for when you left with none. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah.